Okay. That's going pretty fast. Okay, well, let's get started here. Well, this is called Her Story. Her story is about a young lady named Jenny, who was born March 9th, 1968 at 3:02 p.m. to Bertha May Floyd and Joe Davis Floyd. Well, to begin, Jennifer was a very shy little girl. Very shy to the point of where she always hid behind mommy, and when it was time to go to school, she cried and she cried. I can recall going to school, well, daycare actually, and it was on Duke Street. And actually, it was Duke and I think that was Vine Street. It was right there on the corner. And I remember going with mommy to school. Well, she tried to take me to school. And I put up a fuss. I mean, major. I was a little chicken. I wanted to go back home with mommy. And so I remember getting inside there, and I remember even falling out on the floor, crying, screaming. But that's just one of the things I recall. And then I guess I was just that bad to where, not bad like mean, but bad to where the teachers didn't want to hear me anymore. So I remember being at home, and even back then they had homeschool. Get that. But I remember the teacher, her name was Miss Roseanne, and I just loved Miss Roseanne. She would come to the house and she would teach me, and I remember being just so happy I didn't have to go to that school place again. And I just remember her being so nice to me. And I remember I would go with her downtown. I would get in her car with her, and I remember driving downtown. And I always remember this song, Downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. Anyway, and I remember driving, I believe it was like Queen Street, and there was like a bridge or something. It really wasn't a bridge, but I can't remember exactly, but I just remember like driving up this one street. I think it was King Street, and there was like a bridge. Maybe I don't remember correctly, but anyway, I do recall that, and it was just so much fun growing up. And okay, that was the like early years. And okay, so then we were about 4 years old at that time, and then 5ish. That's when we go off to kindergarten. I was okay with that because I got to be with my sister, my cousins, and a friend named Michelle, and we would ride to school with Grandpa. Grandpa would take us to school every morning in a yellow station wagon. So much fun. So the neighborhood kids, I remember even like Jennifer Roscoe and her brother Philip Roscoe, and I think they had a little sister named Juanita, and that may have been a little later on. But Grandpa would always take us to school every morning, and he would pick us up every afternoon. So those were some really good times. And I remember like during the summertime, us kids, we would be kind of naughty. We would play tag, and we'd run through the house. That was a no-no, but we did. And I just remember Grandpa getting up. He was in the living room, so we were run into the front door and run out the back, and we'd be playing tag. And as we know today, you don't do that. But we were being a little hard-headed, mischievous. And I remember Grandpa got up from the chair in the dining room, and he's like, "Stop running through the house." And I was like, "Okay, Grandpa." I was that child who was like, "Okay, I don't want a whooping," so I was smart enough to know, time to stop. Okay, so that was those fun summers. Oh, I just remember them like they were yesterday. Such good times. And then we go on to what? So let's say about 6 years. Oh, and I would always be the one to get hurt. I remember, yeah, once again, running around. Grandpa was a red truck that was outside of the house, of course, right there on, that was Christian Street. And yeah, that was Christian. And we would be running around the truck, playing, and all of a sudden, what happens? I get run over by a bike. And the spike went into my head. I still have the scar to this day. All I remember is the guy feeling so bad, and he picked me up and took me over to Grandma or Grandpa, I believe. And mommy was like, "Okay, we gotta take her to the hospital." And here we go to the hospital. I think I maybe got like 2 or 3 stitches. And yeah, I was one of those kids, accident prone. And so from there, let's see, so we're about 7 now. 6, 7-ish. So the first grade, first grade. That was Miss Rodrin. What's your name, Miss Rodrin? Miss Rodrin. No, Miss Yeagley. Oh, Miss Yeagley was my first grade teacher. Can't remember my kindergarten teacher's name, but I can remember she was very nice. But first grade was Miss Yeagley, if I'm not mistaken. Very nice older lady. She just adored me, and I just loved her also. Oh, such fun times in first grade. Yeah. Yeah, those were the days. So, first grade. Yeah, I really enjoyed learning. So, I remember those were the times we would read the books. See Jane run. See Spot run after Jane. That's how we learn how to read. See Tim run. But it taught me to read. And if math was okay, of course, and you're learning the little sticks. You don't draw the little sticks and learn how to count. So that was fun times also. So that was first grade. I remember, I think we had a play, well, Christmas play. We always had those. Such fun. Okay, so we're up to 7 years old, 6, 7 years old, first grade, and we will stop right there. And her story will continue tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. Sweet dreams.